I met a woman not too long ago who went and she made some friends, and now she goes all the time. And one of her favorite activities is the Wii games.
Oh, yes.
And she's a Wii bowling fanatic now. She loves to bowl.
Well, you know why that happened, right?
What's that?
Thanks to your program in the summertime. After your program in the summertime, we've been getting a lot of numbers growing. They love it. They love it. They can't stop.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah. Thanks to you.
So, but you keep your happy face on and keep helping the seniors. And what's the name that sits behind you?
I'm sorry?
Maria.
Maria Toronto.
Yeah. You guys do an excellent job in them. Ms. Barbara Shannon, and to the entire staff that works with the seniors, we must commend you and tell you to keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And one more time, the number in the office?
Office on Aging in the City of Elizabeth, room G8.
That's
in
City Hall?
Yes, City Hall. And the number is 908-820-4045.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us for this first segment of Our City. We'll be back for the second half after these words. Thank you. Welcome back to the second half of Our City. Once again, I'm Alonzo Jones, sitting in for Mayor Chris Bollwage. And joining me here for the second half from the Puerto Rican Society of Elizabeth is none other than the President, Mr. Jose Cuevas, and the Vice President, Mr. Frank Ortiz. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Jose, can you tell us a little about the Puerto Rican Society?
Yeah, the Puerto Rican Society, it has a long history in Elizabeth. It actually started as a social club in 1957. And they had a clubhouse on Court Street, La Casa Puerto Rico, where I actually had my wedding reception. We have some people here that they're still involved with the city. Manny Perez is a police officer, and his brother also works for the city. His father, Manuel Sr., was one of the founders, as well as Armando Bermudez, Roberto Rivera, Carmen Bozak, Israel Irizarry. They were the initial founders, and out of that society, one of the proud accomplishments of that group was the formation of Proceed. Right. They were instrumental in the formation of that agency. So.
Now, you said you started in 1957.
It started in 1957 as a social club. And then in 1980, I think about 1987, it fell. They didn't have many members in the club. And then in 1991, it was restarted as sort of like a fraternal organization that had some affairs and raised money for scholarships. And we've been carrying it forward like that. The last couple of years, we redid our bylaws, we reincorporated, and now we're actually working with Krishna Garlic with Brand New Day. Is helping us to get our paperwork straight with the IRS to be a 501c3.
Now, as we fast forward from 57 to 2008, who serves on the board now?
Well, we have quite a few members. I had to write them down. That's good. It's myself, Esther Borges, Frank Ortiz. Esther Borges and Frank are vice presidents. Then we have Sheila Ortiz is our treasurer, which is Frank's wife. Yvette Cuevas is the secretary, which is my wife. And then we have, let me see, Jeanette Gonzalez, Idali Guzman, Joseph Keaton, who we know here is a councilman, Sol Pinheiro, Antonio Rivera, Luis Rodriguez, who works on Wall Street, Ray Villa, and then we have some new members. Manny Perez has recently come on the board, so that's basically the people. I hope I didn't miss someone. I'll hear about it tomorrow. Oh, Yasmin Cuevas, my daughter's on the board, and Sasha also is on the board. So it's it's a pretty good board. We got some young people there now.
Well, if you forgot anyone, hopefully they won't get mad.
No, I'm going to hear it tomorrow.
Okay.
I know that already.
Now, originally, the Puerto Rican Society had a building called Casa
Puerto Rico, yeah. It was the House of Puerto Rico.
And that was on Court Street,
It's
right?
still, the building is still there.
Right.
When they lost the building, church picked it up, and I think now it's actually dormant. I don't think anything's going on with that building, but it's still there. As I say, yeah, I have my wedding reception there many years ago.
Okay. Now, since 1991, the Society has been working on educating the city youth about the heritage and culture of Puerto Rico. Could you name a few events or programs provided by the Society?
Yeah, basically, we were doing some programs in the library. We were doing El Dia de San Juan Bautista, which is the island of Puerto Rico was named after St. John originally, the island of St. John. And we were doing a program in the library, a little cultural thing. We had dancers. We worked with Proceed quite a few years also with their kids there. And then we were doing another, we were doing our scholarship presentations there because we try to give 1 or 2 scholarships a year as, you know, as our funds allowed. We do like for members, we do a Christmas party, which is to us is the Day of the Kings, Three Kings Day, you know, which we do in different locales. And our big event of the year is the gala for this government. I'm thinking in English and Spanish at the same time. Descubrimiento de Puerto Rico, Discovery of Puerto Rico. It was in November.
Okay.
So we do our big gala there every year where we honor, outstanding Puerto Ricans, that have contributed. This year we're honoring Raymond Gonzalez, who is a fire captain in Elizabeth Fire Department, and a state trooper, Sergeant Hector Ramos, who's involved with a lot of things on the state level.
Okay.
So every year we try to honor different people.
Now, you mentioned one of the activities there, which was a scholarship. What exactly would a student have to do in order to qualify for the scholarship?
Well, we have a whole criteria. Basically, we're trying to help students that are connected somehow to the Puerto Rican community. They don't have to be Puerto Rican per se, because we have members of the society who are not Puerto Rican. And they're, as long as their kids qualify with our grade point average, which I think is 3.0, right? Yeah. Then they're more than eligible. But we try to help to get more Puerto Rican students into colleges. This year we worked with Elizabeth Promises. There were 2 Puerto Rican students that were very high scholastically.
Yeah, one of them was number 2 in the class.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and one going to Princeton. I mean, I had a brother that also went to Princeton. So Puerto Ricans, I don't know. We're like the hidden society in Elizabeth, because it's not a lot of businesses, but there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that have done a lot of things. Yeah. Mr. Munoz is our superintendent. But we have a lot of policemen that are Puerto Rican, some firemen also. Too. And in City Hall, there's a lot of,
Being that you identified the Puerto Rican community somewhat hidden, how do you reach out and find the residents?
Well, basically, we operate the most by word of mouth. Our gala, we do 2 fundraisers. We do a Guayabera dance in April. Yeah, right? And then we do a 70s, 80s dance, which happened this month.
And the new website we have now.
And we have a new website, which I want to mention.
Now, you guys dance?
Yes, we do.
I don't see, Frank, I don't see you getting loose on the dance floor.
Well, yeah, you got to go to
Well, I'm not always wearing a shirt.
You should have seen them in the 70s dance. Right?
I usually get down and do the actual dances,
Okay.
But you have to come and join us.
I will be there.
It's what I tell people, and I'm being totally honest. Our affairs, we do 2 fundraisers and a gala. It's a dancing crowd. Puerto Rican Society is a dancing crowd. Very positive people. One of the better dancers that goes to our affairs is Oscar Ocasio and his wife and daughter.
No comment, but if you say that, okay, I believe you.
Oh, I'm telling you, he's smooth.
Yeah.
He's
Oscar?
smooth. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay. But there's a lot of Antonio is another one who's on the board. Antonio Rivera, very smooth dancer. Okay. I mean, it is a dancing crowd. I grew up, in salsa culture. Me and my wife went to the clubs when we were younger. And we maybe can't last as long, but we still are as enthusiastic as ever.